Today we're going to show you 5 easy steps to make million selling sneakers. Before we get into the video, we are going to be giving away a pair of Bart Simpson SBs. Make sure you stay tuned to the very end so you can learn all the details about our giveaway.
Let us give you a little background of who we are. We're a married couple that started reselling a few years ago, and we now have 2 storefront locations in California. What is reselling? Well, reselling is just buying anything to resell it for a little bit of profit. In our case, they're shoes, clothes, and accessories. We started reselling about 4 years ago when COVID-19 hit. We have 2 locations, one of them in downtown San Francisco in the Westfield Mall on the 3rd floor next to Shoe Palace and Foot Locker, and our other location is in Roseville, California at the Westfield Mall over there on the 2nd floor. Why did we start reselling? Well, we were tired of making minimum wage and we just wanted something better for our future. We took the risk and here we are today.
Okay, now there are many ways on how you can be making money reselling sneakers starting now. What kind of sneakers are we talking about? We're talking about Jordans, we're talking about Yeezys, Dunks, Air Forces. It literally doesn't matter as long as they have resale value. Now, how do you know the resale value of an item? Luckily these days they make it easy for you. There's marketplaces like StockX, eBay, GOAT. It literally doesn't matter. You can even check Google and it would tell you the price, the general price of a shoe. We are about to get into 5 steps on how you could start selling sneakers today and seeing what's profitable around you. Sometimes you'd be surprised at what's sitting around. Now enough of that, let's get started on to step number 1.
Alright, step number 1. Be consistent and do not be afraid to take risks. Yes, it does require a little bit of money to start out, but when we started, we only had enough to buy 1 shoe. We used the profit on that 1 shoe to then buy 2 shoes, the profit on those to buy 3, and so forth. Sure, it took a little bit of time to start out. Starting is always the hardest. Most people, when they don't make money right away, they take it as a failure and they leave. Don't be that person. Stay consistent. And when I say that, I also mean going to retail stores like Foot Locker, Shoe Palace, Nike, checking the SKU on StockX and GOAT, seeing exactly how much you would make after you purchase a shoe for retail plus tax, and then seeing what you would get back after the fees that they take on these apps. You'll see exactly how much you'll be able to make. Let's take the triple pink Dunk Lows for an example. Here you can see the inside of the shoe, tells you the size and the SKU number. Now we're going to type that SKU number, which you can also find on the outside of the box, into StockX, and as you can see, the triple pink Dunk pops up. We're going to click on the sizes all the way at the top and it'll show you all the prices that each size provides. Obviously, size 7 is the one that has the most profit, and if you go to sell now, click that size, it'll tell you exactly what your total payout is, which is $138.40. If you were to get this for retail at $110 after tax, you're making about $28. Here on GOAT, we're going to do the same thing. GOAT does tend to have higher prices than StockX, so you definitely want to check both markets. As we type in the SKU number, you can also see that the triple pink Dunk pops up. This is what you'll see. And you don't know anything until you scroll down and see what all prices are for each size. Again, in this case, then does provide the most amount of money. GOAT does ask some specific questions just because they sell new and used shoes. Once you fill that all out, you can see that after all those fees, you're making $155.08. That is a bigger profit margin than on StockX. So always check both markets because you don't know which one's going to provide you with a better profit. Let's just say after tax, this shoe costs you $110 to buy. You check to see how much you would make on this shoe in a size 6 women. After fees, it tells you $145. That is definitely something you would want to invest in. That's a $35 profit margin. Yes, that would be one shoe, and it's not always going to be that profit margin. If you are able to get your hands on more than just one pair, now you're not just making $35 times one, you're making $35 times two. The more you have, the better. Numbers can add up really quickly, so stay consistent.
Step number 2 is to not hold. Especially while you're first starting, the last thing you want to do is tie up thousands and thousands of dollars into a shoe, have it sit for months, and then finally be able to sell it and make a tiny margin on that shoe. Unless you start off with thousands of dollars ready to be invested, then likely holding is not for you. Most people that are starting off probably don't have more than a few $100s, and make sure that you're flipping that $100 over and over and over and over again. When we were just starting selling shoes, a lot of people used to tell us, hold the shoe, or go buy the shoe and hold it. And we would go out there, we would buy the shoe, and then realize, wait, it might have been a good shoe at the time, and it might be doing well now, but in the moment, we didn't have all that capital to be holding. And sometimes those shoes did go up, a few $100, $20, $30. Sometimes the shoes would go down, so it really is super risky, which is why we recommend to not hold. Holding requires a lot of capital, a lot of patience, and the odds are if you're just starting, you don't have either of those things. You want to make money and you want to make it fast. So the quickest way to do that is by selling volume. You have to make sure that you keep recycling your money and you keep investing and you keep buying shoes that will sell overnight, no longer than a week. If you can buy a shoe today and sell it within the hour, perfect. That's great. That's the kind of shoes you want to invest your money in. But in our case, when we first started, we didn't have more than $200-300. So we needed to make sure that every penny we invested, we were going to be getting back within 24 hours at the latest. Even if that meant selling a shoe for $5 profit, $6, sometimes even $3, every single penny adds up in the beginning. You can invest a lot faster, a lot quicker, and grow your capital. When we were first starting, we bought a bunch of Chicago white heel mids. At the time, everyone was saying, buy up this shoe, it's gonna do so well. And we did. We bought around 30 to 40 pairs, and now we were stuck with no money and 40 pairs of shoes that might have gone up in who knows how long. You don't want to put yourself in that situation. After that day, we realized that we needed to grow it efficiently. Even if that meant making $5 on this shoe, $10 on this shoe, $40 on this one, it all adds up. Because at the end of the day, as long as you keep recycling your money and you keep pushing it, it will grow. And one day you'll be like, wow, I remember when I used to only have a couple $100s, and now you're sitting on 40, 50 pairs of shoes and a couple $100s. In our advice, do not hold. Focus on selling stuff that you can sell now. Even if that doesn't mean that you're selling the hype stuff. You could be selling Nike React 270s and making $10, $15 on each of those. If you're gonna invest your money, invest it in something that will sell overnight. Don't hold shoes unless you really have the capital and are willing to wait a couple months.
Step 3, choosing the right shoes and knowing your audience. How do we know what shoes to buy? Well, just like we showed you earlier, before buying anything, make sure you're checking apps like StockX, Goat, eBay, and always make sure you have enough margin. The market is always going to be fluctuating. Sometimes what you're making now isn't what you're going to be making tomorrow. It could be more, it could be less. So always make sure you have just a little bit of room for error. When you're pricing shoes, make sure you're doing it at market or at least as close as possible. Make sure you're buying shoes that are constantly selling. There's some shoes that are selling every minute. Those are the kinds of shoes that you want to buy because those are the kinds of shoes that you're going to be able to sell fast. Remember, the goal is to always sell as fast as possible. Look, we've made a lot of mistakes when it has come to reselling shoes. Failure is just a lesson on what not to do next time. We're here to help.
Step 4. Buying shoes for retail and resale. Which one should you buy? If you buy shoes for retail, you have a bigger margin, can be a little bit more flexible on what you can sell the shoe at. But it is also harder to maintain that long term. It is harder to consistently make an income doing this because it's not always going to be consistent. Some months there could be shoes that don't make any money for the entire month. So you have to resort to other ways of buying and selling shoes and still make a profit, such as buying shoes for resale. You can do this by going out to events, checking marketplaces like OfferUp, even eBay. It just totally depends on where you're located and how much you want to do this. Don't be afraid to buy shoes for resale. You can still make very profitable returns on buying a shoe for resale. Not everything has to be retail. Although retail might give you better margins, resale might give you more consistent margins. You just have to pick and choose what's right for you.
Step 5. Create platforms for yourself. Social media is such a good place to expose your products in the eyes of the customer. Apps like Instagram, TikTok, OfferUp, eBay are just a few ways of how you can build a loyal group of customers. The more reps people give you, the better. They are more inclined to buy from you because all these other people have bought from you. Be creative, be different, always showcase what you have. Respond to DMs and offers and make sure you're always interacting with them. We have utilized these apps to help push our sales, to help push our brand, and to help push everything that we needed to. Don't skip out on this part because it is very useful. These are just a few ways on how we were able to become successful when it comes to sneaker reselling. We are only here to share our experiences. There's ups and there's downs to owning a business and working for yourself. Sometimes we lose money, sometimes we make money. We've already gone through all of that. So we are here to advise you and tell you what we've been through, and you can make those decisions on your own. We're still learning, and every day is a lesson. Subscribe to our channel so you can see and grow with us on this journey. Thanks for listening in. We'll see you next time.
Thank you guys so much for tuning in to the end of the video. We have a lot more plans. Make sure that you are subscribed to our channel. And now for the giveaway. We will be giving away a pair of Bart Simpson SBs in a size 8, and there are only 4 simple rules that you have to follow in order to be eligible. 1, you have to like this video. 2, you have to subscribe to our YouTube channel. 3, you have to go to our last Instagram post, which will be a picture of the shoes. And then lastly, you'll have to tag 2 friends on that post. That's it. That's all you have to do. And if you want to earn an extra entry, post that picture on your story or post this YouTube video on your story. We will keep track of everything. So the giveaway will end on October 5th, and we will announce the exact time that we're going to be giving the shoe away through the Instagram post. So make sure to check it out for the full details. Thank you guys again. Hope you liked the video. Don't miss out on a free pair of shoes where you could start your reselling journey.